Hello Immortal News family, and welcome back to our channel. In the last 24 hours, we have received the somber news of the passing of extraordinary talents, and today's episode is dedicated to honoring their memory. Before we start, we kindly ask for your support. If this video or the legacies of these remarkable individuals have touched your life, please consider giving this video a thumbs up as a sign of respect and remembrance. Thank you. Number 7. He never talked about himself as a hero. He just lived like one. Those were the words of his grandson Ashton Pittman, and they echo the spirit of Sergeant Joe Harris. Humble, brave, and deeply kind. Passing away at the age of 108, Sergeant Joe Harris leaves behind an extraordinary legacy that reshaped American history. Born in Westdale, Louisiana, he joined the U.S. Army in 1941. At a time when segregation still gripped the military, he defied the odds. In 1943, Sergeant Harris helped form the 555th Parachute Infantry Battalion, known as the Triple Nickels. They became the nation's first all-black paratrooper unit. With 72 combat jumps under his belt, Joe played a key role in Operation Firefly, parachuting into American forests to fight fires started by enemy balloon bombs. His courage helped ignite change, paving the way for the desegregation of the military in 1948. After suffering a leg injury on his final jump, Joe retired with honor. But his service to others never stopped. He served with the U.S. Border Patrol and spent over 6 decades in Compton, California, where he became the heart of his neighborhood and a pillar for his family. To those who knew him, Sergeant Harris was more than a war hero. He was a gentle soul, a beacon of steadfast love and unity. His daughter LaTanya remembers him as a kind, caring, compassionate man, never bitter about the inequalities he faced, but always full of purpose and joy. A devoted father of 3, grandfather of 4, and great-grandfather to many more, Joe valued family above all. His home was a gathering place filled with laughter, life lessons, and stories few others could tell. Joe passed away peacefully on March 15, 2025. He leaves behind a family spanning 5 generations, proof of the strength and legacy he built. At his memorial, friends, veterans, and loved ones celebrated his life with song and honor, remembering not just what he fought against, but what he stood for. In the words of those who knew him, Sergeant Harris was the rock of his family and the quiet force behind history. Tributes to Joe Harris. Number 6. Her kindness, wisdom, and beautiful spirit touched everyone who knew her. These were the words shared by her son, Ian de Leon, as the world mourned the passing of Nora Aunor, beloved matriarch, celebrated artist, and a true icon to generations of Filipinos. Nora Aunor passed away peacefully at the age of 71 after a brief illness, leaving behind a towering legacy built over nearly 7 decades in film, television, and music. Hers is a story that began in Cameroon-Sur, selling water at the train station. With a voice that captured hearts, she rose to fame in the 1960s as a young singer. What followed was a career that reshaped Philippine cinema. With over 200 roles to her name, Nora delivered some of the most unforgettable performances in film history. From the haunting stillness of Himala to the raw emotion of Bona and Minsay Isangamugamo, she gave life to stories that mattered, boldly portraying the hopes and struggles of ordinary Filipinos. Her craft earned her more international Best Actress awards than any other Filipino actor, winning major prizes across 5 continents. She was inducted into multiple halls of fame and, in 2022, named a National Artist for Film and Broadcast Arts, the highest honor for creatives in the Philippines. But the magic of Nora Aunor went beyond accolades. She was cherished for her humility, compassion, and fierce love for her country. On screen and off, she stood for truth, dignity, and resilience. Her influence can still be felt in every Filipino actor inspired by her work, every song that echoes her voice, and every person who saw themselves in the characters she played. She was not just part of our industry, she was its soul, said a fellow actor in a tribute shared online. To see her act was to witness a masterclass in truth. Nora is survived by her children, who carry her warmth and wisdom with them. As tributes continue to pour in, her story remains one of perseverance, brilliance, and a deep connection to the Filipino spirit. Tributes to Nora Aunor. Number 5. He taught us that normal blood sugar is not just possible, it's necessary. With these words, one of Dr. Richard K. Bernstein's longtime patients captured the heart of his legacy. A man of conviction, courage, and relentless pursuit of truth, Dr. Bernstein didn't just challenge the norms of diabetes care, he rewrote them. He passed away peacefully at 90, leaving behind a legacy that changed how countless people live with type 1 and type 2 diabetes. Diagnosed with type 1 diabetes at the age of 12, Richard's own health struggles lit the spark for a journey that would redefine the medical landscape. In an era when patients had no tools to track their blood sugar at home, he engineered a way. He was the first to use a hospital-grade glucose meter at home, leading a revolution in self-monitoring. His experiments led to groundbreaking discoveries. By carefully controlling his blood sugar through a strict low-carb diet and multiple daily insulin doses, he reversed his complications and lived a vibrant life well into his 90s. The results were so powerful that he became a doctor at 48 to bring these tools to others. His book, Dr. Bernstein's Diabetes Solution, became a lifeline for thousands. His video series, Diabetes University, reached people around the world. But beyond the science, Dr. Bernstein listened. He cared. He took calls from patients, responded to emails, and mentored others pursuing the same healing path. Colleagues remember him as both fierce and kind. He didn't just treat patients, he believed in them, wrote one fellow physician. Outside the clinic, he found joy in sailing, photographing eclipses and time with his family. He is survived by his partner Joyce, his children Julie, Lily, and Jeffrey, and 4 grandchildren who brought him immense pride. Richard K. Bernstein passed away due to natural causes. His passing is a deep loss for the diabetes community, and for those who dared to live differently because of him. He made science personal, he made hope measurable, and he gave so many a second chance at life. Tributes to Richard K. Bernstein. Number 4. Dwayne embodied the spirit of a true hurricane, resilient, dedicated, and always willing to help others. These words from the University of Miami Athletics Department speak volumes about the man so many admired on and off the court. Dwayne Collins, who passed away at the age of 37, left a lasting impact, not just through basketball but through his incredible heart, strength, and commitment to others. Growing up in Miami, Dwayne's journey began at Miami Senior High, where his love for the game quickly became apparent. At the University of Miami, he became a cornerstone of the Hurricanes program. Over 4 remarkable years, he scored over 1,000 points and pulled down more than 850 rebounds, an uncommon record matched by only one other in school history. His senior year was especially powerful. Leading his team in scoring, rebounds, and field goals, Dwayne earned respect across college basketball for his fierce competitiveness and quiet leadership. In 2010, his dream came true when he was drafted by the Phoenix Suns. Though his professional career was short due to injuries, it didn't dampen his spirit. Dwayne played overseas, gave it his all, and inspired everyone from teammates to young fans watching from the stands. Beyond the box scores, Dwayne was known for his genuine kindness and love for his community. He often returned home to mentor young athletes, reminding them that success comes with hard work and humility. His former coaches remember a man who never gave up. His peers talk about someone who always lifted others up, even when facing his own battles. Dwayne passed away peacefully following health complications. The loss is deeply felt across the basketball world, especially in Miami, where he remains a hometown hero. He is survived by his family, who were his biggest fans and unwavering support system throughout his life. Though his time with us was far too short, the mark Dwayne Collins left is forever. He gave hope where there was doubt and strength where there was struggle. He will be remembered not only as a gifted athlete, but as a faithful friend, generous mentor, and proud son of Miami. Tributes to Dwayne Collins. Number 3. You always felt safe when Joel was at the table. He didn't just defend artists, he empowered them. Joel Katz, an extraordinary force behind some of music's greatest careers, has passed away at the age of 80. He died peacefully after a brief illness, leaving behind a legacy that shaped the sound, rights, and future of the music industry. Born in New York and raised through humble beginnings, Joel built his future from determination and grit. He put himself through law school at the University of Tennessee, sometimes struggling to afford books, but what he lacked in resources, he made up for in vision. After relocating to Atlanta, he became a trailblazer in music law. Over 5 decades, Joel represented a breathtaking list of legends, from James Brown and Michael Jackson to Willie Nelson, TLC, and Justin Timberlake. He stood beside the Recording Academy and helped guide major industry decisions that still impact artists today. When the Jackson 5 launched their iconic Victory Tour, it was Joel who shaped the deal. When James Brown sought better terms, it was Joel who delivered history-making results. But his real impact wasn't just in headlines. He advised, protected, and mentored with purpose. Dozens of young lawyers now carry his teachings, shaping entertainment law around the world. Artists knew him as a fearless advocate. Colleagues knew him as the one you wanted in your corner. Joel also gave back. He supported education, helped build community programs, and never forgot the institutions that helped him rise. His heart was as powerful as his mind. In a heartfelt tribute the Recording Academy shared, Joel Katz's pioneering spirit and commitment to artist welfare set a standard that will be felt for generations. He is survived by his family, who are being given privacy during this time. Joel Katz didn't just practice law, he changed what was possible for generations of artists. Through negotiations, mentorship, and unmatched devotion, his voice will echo in music halls, studios, and courtrooms for years to come. Tributes to Joel Katz. Number 2, his voice and his soul will echo wherever Portuguese music is celebrated. Nuno Guerrero leaves behind a legacy of emotion, courage, and unmatched vocal artistry. At just 52, he passed away suddenly in his hometown of Lulé, leaving a void in hearts across Portugal and beyond. From the moment Carlos Paredes discovered his soaring voice during a rehearsal in Lisbon, Nuno's path was set. That moment sparked a journey that touched audiences for more than 3 decades. As the iconic voice of Ala dos Namorados, Nuno shaped the sound of a generation. His countertenor register was both delicate and powerful, giving unforgettable life to songs like Solta Seu Beijo and Lucos de Lisboa. Trained in classical singing and grounded in his love for pop, soul, and rhythm and blues, he had a voice that defied categories and reached straight to the heart. In 1999, he recorded the beautiful Carta de Amor, featuring international classics like Amazing Grace. His solo album Tento Saber followed, affirming his unique place in Portuguese music. Beyond the stage, Nuno was known for his warmth, honesty, and quiet strength. He spoke openly about personal challenges and stood as one of the earliest openly gay figures in the Portuguese music scene. His bravery touched many and inspired countless others to live with authenticity. Even in his final months, he remained devoted to his art, rehearsing, performing, and connecting with fans. His unexpected passing came as a shock to all. Tributes poured in from across the cultural world. Musicians, friends, and fans mourned the loss of someone who didn't just perform songs, he lived them. Singer and friend Paulo Gonzo shared, "Nuno sang with his soul. He gave everything in every note. That's why we'll never forget him." Nuno Guerrero is survived by those who loved him and by the many who were moved by his music. Though he's gone too soon, his voice continues, on recordings, in memories, and in every heart he touched. Tributes to Nuno Guerrero. What's trending on the internet? News 1. A concerning report has surfaced regarding a serious E. coli outbreak linked to romaine lettuce that occurred late last year, which the public was largely unaware of. Beginning in November 2024, the outbreak affected at least 89 people across 15 states. The consequences were severe. 36 individuals required hospitalization, 7 suffered from kidney failure, and tragically 1 person died. The cause was identified as the dangerous E. coli 0157:H7 strain, traced back to contaminated romaine lettuce. Despite the severity, the Food and Drug Administration, or FDA, did not issue a public announcement about the outbreak or name the specific company linked to the contaminated lettuce. The agency quietly closed its investigation early this year. The FDA explained its decision by stating that by the time investigators had likely identified the source, the affected lettuce was already past its shelf life and no longer on the market, meaning there was no actionable advice for consumers. Confidential business information rules were also cited. However, this lack of transparency has drawn significant criticism from food safety advocates. Adding another layer, lawsuits filed on behalf of victims allege that lettuce from major producer Taylor Farms was the source, a claim the company firmly denies based on its own investigations. This situation highlights ongoing questions about the balance between public health warnings and corporate confidentiality during foodborne illness investigations. News 2. Savage Garden frontman Darren Hayes is recovering after revealing details of a serious accident he suffered last month. In a candid social media post, the 52-year-old singer explained that on March 17th, just 2 months after his mother passed away, he experienced a terrifying medical event. He fainted shortly after getting out of bed, collapsing 3 times and losing consciousness each time. The fall resulted in severe injuries. Hayes reported his left jawbone was snapped in half and 9 of his teeth were shattered. He described waking in significant pain before being rushed to the emergency room. He underwent emergency reconstructive surgery on March 21st, where surgeons inserted a titanium brace to repair the broken jaw. His mouth was then wired shut for a minimum of 8 weeks to allow healing. While immediate heart or neurological problems were ruled out, the underlying cause of the fainting spells, which he noted had occurred previously, is still under investigation. Hayes emphasized that drugs and alcohol were not factors. Now nearly a month after surgery, Hayes shared he's slowly starting to feel better but faces a long road ahead, including jaw rehabilitation and extensive dental work. He anticipates being out of action for quite some time. Despite this occurring during a period of significant personal loss, Hayes expressed profound gratitude for being alive and resilience, assuring fans he's a survivor who will come back strong. News 3. Tragedy on Montefido, cable car accident, claims 4 lives, sparks global mourning. In a heartbreaking event on April 17, 2025, a cable car accident on Montefido near Naples, Italy, claimed the lives of 4 individuals and left 1 person critically injured. The victims included British travelers Margaret Elaine Wynne, 58, and Graham Derek Wynne, 65, from Market Harborough, along with Israeli citizen Janan Suleiman, 25. The 4th victim was the cable car operator, Carmine Parlato, 59, a dedicated member of the transport team. Janan's brother, 23-year-old Thayeb Suleiman, survived the incident and is now recovering in a Naples hospital. Authorities report that the accident occurred when the cable car's traction cable failed during ascent, causing the cabin to fall into a ravine. Emergency services, including more than 50 firefighters and alpine rescue teams, quickly responded to the scene and safely evacuated 16 people from a second cable car left suspended mid-air. The service had only recently reopened for the season following routine inspections. A thorough investigation is now underway to determine what led to the tragic malfunction and to ensure the highest safety standards moving forward. This incident echoes a similar tragedy from 1960 on the same line, reminding us of the critical need for continued vigilance in public transportation safety. Our heartfelt condolences go out to all affected by this terrible loss. News 4. Chrissy Teigen and King Charles share messages of compassion and strength in times of challenge. As families around the world gather for Easter, public figures are opening up about resilience, family, and finding peace through adversity. In a recent interview, Chrissy Teigen reflected on how her family is adjusting after her son Miles was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. Speaking candidly, she emphasized the importance of emotional openness among her children. You realize that everybody's involved in this, and you kind of figure out a way to navigate everyone's different feelings and moods around it, she explained. That's our job as parents. We're happy to be a safe place for them to be able to come to and talk about if they are sad or not. Meanwhile, across the Atlantic, King Charles III shared a deeply personal Easter message while continuing his cancer treatment. On April 17th, the monarch highlighted the values of faith, hope, and love, calling love the greatest of these. He praised humanitarian efforts that bring people together across borders and beliefs, reminding all of the unifying power of kindness. Earlier that day, King Charles participated in the historic Royal Maundy service at Durham Cathedral, distributing Maundy coins to 152 individuals in recognition of their Christian service and community contributions. Both Tegan and the King offered heartfelt reminders of how grace, love, and unity can guide us through life's most difficult moments. Number 1. There is no gain without struggle, Joe Thompson once said, and he lived every word. Joe's life was a testament to perseverance. From the pitch to life's steepest challenges, he inspired awe. At just 36, he leaves behind a legacy that reaches far beyond sport. Raised in Manchester, Joe rose through Manchester United's academy, showing promise from a young age. It was at Rochdale where he truly became a beloved figure. With over 200 appearances, his proudest moment came when he scored the goal that saved Rochdale from relegation. That goal, after overcoming 2 battles with cancer, earned international recognition and lifted spirits across the football world. But Joe's story went far deeper. While playing for Tranmere, he was diagnosed with Hodgkin lymphoma at just 24. He didn't hide. He fought. He came back not once but twice, beating cancer and returning stronger each time. His strength gave hope to thousands facing their own battles. Even as cancer returned for a 3rd time in 2024, Joe faced it with quiet bravery. He passed away after a fierce fight with stage 4 lymphoma. Yet, that never defined him. Off the field, Joe was a bright light. After retiring, he shared his journey through public speaking and punditry. His openness about life's highs and lows inspired many. As an ambassador for Manchester United, he mentored youth and promoted resilience in sports and life. Those who knew him speak of his warmth and humor. Rochdale remembered his loving, infectious personality. Manchester United called him the example of their values. His wife, Chantel, summed it up best. He made such an impact on so many people. The most incredible husband, son, brother, friend, and father. Joe leaves behind Chantel and their 2 daughters, Tylula and Athena Ray, his greatest joy. Though his time with us was far too short, Joe's courage endures in every person he inspired. His was a journey of passion, purpose, and powerful determination. Tributes to Joe Thompson. A great movie poster will get everyone's attention, and Robert did that. Robert E. McGinnis passed away peacefully at 99, leaving behind a legacy that helped define the golden age of movie posters and book cover artistry.